Okay, so for you first timers, this is the Pokewalker itself. As you can see, the Pokemon that I put in there is having a good time there, doing its moves or whatever. So anyways, you'll see your Pokemon there and a little icon of the route that you're on. So pretty much what you want to do, or what you can do, is you can find wild Pokemon, items, and other cool stuff. You can also connect. These two options require watts though, and in order to get watts, you need to walk a lot. Precisely, you see these number of steps here. So based on the number of steps, you can acquire, you can require 1 watt for every 20 steps. And, well, of course, to get steps, you just need to walk or, well, figure out other little tricks to increase this little pedometer here. So this little pedometer will actually track the number of steps that you take either in real life or, yeah. So just walk, jog, do some exercise that requires you to move the Pokewalker in any sort of way. So, basically get this number to go up to however much you want it, and for every 20 steps you'll be rewarded with 1 watt. And so that means in order to get 10 watts, you need to take 200 steps. So just keep in mind, wait, what did I say? 20 to 1. Yeah, so 20 steps for 1 watt and 200 steps for 20 watts. So just remember that formula, and based on the number of watts it says here, those are the number of watts that you need to acquire to find a wild Pokemon. And if not, it'll say you need more watts. So other than that, just take a walk. And also, anytime you want to connect back with a DS, you click over here, connect. So that's how you connect with your DS over here. Just click the connect button there. And it says connecting, no trainer found. I probably should have showed that before, because you're like, how the hell do you connect with the DS, right? So, anyways, over here, this little compartment, trainer card, tells you what time it is, basically. So it's good over here. It's actually military time, so probably it's a bit hard to tell. But it's 10... What is it? It's 10:30 over here. That's the time. 20 to 30. So it goes by military time. So just add from 12 plus 10 is 10:30. And it goes by seconds too. It also shows the route that you're on. So that's cool. And it shows you how many steps you took each day. So that's pretty cool. It only goes up to 7 days. So it'll record how many steps you've taken on 7 days, and also the total number of days that you had this Pokewalker active for. And it also records the total number of steps you've taken today. So I think it's pretty awesome. So it has a pretty nice record thingy here. Also, Pokemon and items. These are for the Pokemon that you've caught on the Pokewalker. Yeah, the Pokemon that you caught on the Pokewalker, and any items that you found. So yeah, I probably spent a lot of time on that other part. Okay, anyways, moving on. Let's see. Oh, these are settings. So if you want to change the sound, lower the sound, or you want to raise it. So this thing has sound too. But in my words, I'd recommend that you turn off the sound, just to save batteries. Because this thing only about lasts 4 months, I'd say. So you might want to save your battery power to its minimal. You can also increase the shade so you can see it better. But like I said, this is going to waste a lot of battery power. You guys can probably see this more clearly, but it wastes quite a bit of battery power. I most likely don't recommend it. But it is easier to see. Anyways, so I went over all this stuff. So just take a long walk and acquire many steps, and I'll show you how to work this out. Alrighty, so good luck doing your exercises to get this pedometer going. Yeah. Okay, and we're back after walking a little bit. So yeah, Meganium's still trolling and lolling, but when it walks, it does looks kind of different. It has this whatchamacallit, it has that game, what do you call it, the game sprite look, basically, when you look at it in your Pokemon slot. Alright, so anyways, I walked equivalent to 52 watts, and now that we have some watts, we can use the Pokewalker. But first, let's calculate how many steps did I walk. If I have 52 watts, how many steps did I walk? So let's see, people do your maths. I'll give you about 5, let's give you 10 seconds. Figure out. So what's the equivalent to 52 watts? That should be on the Pokemon math test. So alright, we'll do it on the calculator. What's 52 times 20? So just remember that formula. The amount of watts times 20 equals your number of steps. So 20 steps per watt. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so anyways, now that I have equivalent of 1,040 steps, now we can use these two options here. Give me a sec, darn it. Okay, so we can use Pokeraider and Dowsing. So Pokeraider we can use to find wild Pokemon here. And, well, depending on how many steps you have, you run into different kind of Pokemon. So you should expect to find Nidorans, Onix, or whatever you find in this area. I haven't exactly looked it up because this area doesn't have didn't have too many stuff I needed. So also one thing you want to keep in mind before I go any further, the best thing to do in these battles is attack, but the object of the battle is not to knock out the Pokemon, since you want to catch it. If you knock out the Pokemon, you won't get experience points, so keep that in mind. There's no point in knocking out the Pokemon. So if you have it down to 2 HP, well, the total number is 4 HP, so if you have it down to 2 HP, the best thing to do is either catch it or try to attack it. And one more thing to note, there's a specific pattern of how these Pokemon move, and depending on their first two movements, they might run away after they evade. And a lot of Pokemon run after they evade, or after the stare down, they usually run away. So keep that in mind. Try not to evade, or be wary when there's a stare down. So things get pretty hazy after there's a stare down between two Pokemon and a Pokewalker. Yeah, things get pretty freaky. So, oh yeah, and don't evade too much because they love to run away when you evade. Deeply attacked. So there are three things that happen when you attack the Pokemon, choose to attack. You either get your attack in and the Pokemon attacks you back. They also could evade your attack and then attack you, which means they won't take any damage when they evade, and they'll just hit you. You take 1 point of damage. You notice how we both started with 4 points of HP. So that's our most here, and the object is to get the opponent Pokemon, which now is Nidoran, to get the Nidoran or the opponent Pokemon down to as low as HP as possible, and then try to catch it. So you don't want to evade too much, because, and also after a stare down, they usually like to run away, but sometimes they don't. But it's not always good to take chances. Also, there's a chance you could also get critical hits. It happens somewhat rarely, but there's about a 33% chance that you could knock out the Pokemon by accident from a critical hit. So just be careful of those factors. And if there's a rare Pokemon you're trying to get, just play it safe and attack when necessary and catch it as soon as you get close to catching it. So we're gonna find Pokemon number 3, since I have so much skills in catching Pokemon. Look at that Sentret. See this thing? See? That's what happens when you evade. Sometimes if you evade too much, it might run away. So just be careful with that. You don't want to make the Pokemon run away. That's one thing. So now we have to look for another Pokemon. But if they try to evade and you attack, if they try to run away and you attack, it becomes a critical hit. So that's one thing to know. If they run away while you attack, it'll become a critical hit and they'll take double damage. But they can also try to run away twice, so you might get double critical hits. So just be careful with that. So now it's weak and you catch the Pokemon. Awesome. And most likely it'll take 3 rolls and then it'll have double stars and get caught. Awesome. And now for items budgetary. Alright, so with items, you have 2 shots to find items. And there are clues here that reveal how close the item is to you. It'll say it's near when the item is close to you. And you have 1 of 2 spots. You can either look to the left or to the right of that grass patch you just searched, and it'll be there. So I got lucky. I found an ice heel. In most cases, you get really lucky to find the item right there, so pat yourself on the back if you find the item right away. And if not, well, tough luck, you know, things happen. If it says nothing found and it's far away, it's either 2 slots away, or 2 slots away, or 3. So take your chances. I'm going to take my chances and look over here. But unfortunately, luck wasn't in my way.